In this video, we discuss the fourth most important writ, that is prohibition. And prohibition is a writ which is issued by a superior court to an inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial functions, preventing such inferior court or tribunal or body from its jurisdiction, which is not legally vested therein, or from acting in violation of the principles of natural justice, or from acting under the unconstitutional law. So, prohibition is a writ issuing out of the High Court of Justice and directed to an inferior court, which forbids such court to continue proceedings therein excess of its jurisdiction, or in contravention of the law of the land. The object of the writ prohibition is to restrain the inferior courts or tribunals or bodies exercising judicial or quasi judicial functions from exceeding their jurisdiction, and thus to keep them within the limit of their jurisdiction. It is an order directed to an inferior court which forbids the court to continue proceedings therein in excess of its jurisdiction, or in contravention of the law of the land. Prohibitions and statutory are similar in many respects. Both are issued by the superior court to inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial or quasi judicial functions. Both are issued on the similar grounds. However, the main difference between prohibition and statutory is that prohibition is issued before the proceedings are completed, while statutory is issued after the decision is given by the inferior court or tribunal. They are issued at different stages of the proceedings. If the proceedings before the inferior court or tribunal are not completed, the aggrieved person may move to the superior court for prohibition, and the superior court may issue prohibition to forbid the inferior court or tribunal from continuing the proceedings. But if the inferior court or tribunal has heard the matter and given a decision, and thus the proceedings are completed, the aggrieved person may move to the superior court to issue certiorari so as to quash the decision given by the inferior court or tribunal. Generally, the person whose legal rights has been denied or invaded may apply for prohibition. The person aggrieved by the continuance of the proceedings before the inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial or quasi judicial functions in excess of jurisdiction, or in contravention of the law of the land, or in violation of the principles of natural justice may apply for the issue of prohibition. Prohibition lies against an inferior court or tribunal or other body exercising judicial or quasi judicial functions. It lies in cases where the inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial or quasi judicial functions act without jurisdiction or in excess of jurisdiction or under a law which is itself ultra vires or unconstitutional or in violation of the principles of natural justice or in contravention of the fundamental rights. The judicial and quasi judicial bodies are required to observe the principles of natural justice even where there are no positive words in the statute requiring the observance of the principles of natural justice. The doctrine of natural justice is applicable even in an administrative proceeding which involves civil consequences. However, in exceptional cases, the observance of the principles of natural justice may not be necessary where it is excluded by specific provisions of the Constitution, where opportunity of being heard cannot be given to the person affected in the public interest before taking action as it was decided in the leading case Swadeshi Cotton Mills versus Union of India in 1981 by the Supreme Court. So the first principle of natural justice is that judicial or quasi-judicial authority should be unbiased and disinterested in the case. No man should be a judge in his own case. A person interested in one party should not take part in the proceeding. The second principle of natural justice is that no one should be condemned unheard. The person affected must be given reasonable opportunity of being heard before the decision is given. If the inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial or quasi-judicial functions acts in violation of these principles of natural justice, the person aggrieved may move the superior court for the issue of prohibition. Prohibition is issued against the judicial act which includes the quasi-judicial act also. However, it does not lie against the purely ministerial acts of such authority. Prohibition will lie even against the administrative authorities if they affect the right of the individuals without complying with the principles of fair play. The principle of fair play requires even an administrative authority to act in good faith and without bias and not to act arbitrarily or capriciously, as it was decided in the leading case, Shalini versus Union of India in 1981 by the Supreme Court. So, if the administrative authority acts in violation any of these principles, prohibition may be issued against it. The administrative authority or their order, which involves civil consequences, as it was decided in Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India in 1978 by the Supreme Court, or which affects any rights of citizens capable of being enforced by a legal action, as it was decided in the leading case Mohinder versus Chief Election Commissioner in 1978 by the Supreme Court, must be made in conformity with the principle of natural justice. Prohibition thus may be issued to prohibit a statutory administrative authority from acting without jurisdiction where it is likely to subject a person to unnecessary harassment and lengthy proceedings. So it is to be noted that the court or tribunal against which prohibition is sought to be issued must be inferior to the court before which the application for prohibition has been against itself has been presented. So prohibition cannot be issued by the court against itself or against the superior court or the court of equal status. Besides, the inferior court or tribunal or body against which prohibition is sought to be issued must be within the jurisdiction of the court before which the application for prohibition has been presented. So, prohibition will not be against the exercise of legislative or executive functions as it was decided by the Supreme Court in 1959 in the leading case Radhesham versus State of Madhya Pradesh. So prohibition lies so long as the proceedings are pending before the inferior court or tribunal or body exercising judicial or quasi-judicial functions ceases to exist. The application for prohibition may be refused without a hearing on merit if the applicant has suppressed the material facts with a view to mislead the court. So, if there is any alternative remedy in that case, the court may refuse to issue prohibition. So, in an application of prohibition is presented before the Supreme Court without the superior court without first resorting to the remedy which is otherwise called alternative remedy or adequate statutory remedy, then the very writ of prohibition can be denied. However, this is not the rule of law, but only rule of convenience, and the court may issue the writ of prohibition even where the alternative remedy has been provided if, in its opinion, the alternative remedy is not adequate and speedy, the bar of the alternative remedy does not apply when the fundamental right is infringed or the defect of jurisdiction, or if the inferior court or tribunal has been given jurisdiction by a law which is unconstitutional or ultra virus, as it was decided in the leading case Hari Vishnu Kamath versus Ahmad Ishaq in 1955 by the Supreme Court. So, in our next upcoming video, we'll discuss the last most important writ issued under Article 32 or under Article 226, and that is quo warranto.